When you're doing rideshare like Uber and Lyft, what do you do if someone doesn't get out of your car? Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the Rideshare Guy. And we posted a question to you both on our YouTube community tab as well as our Facebook page, asking, in the event that somebody refuses to get out of your car for whatever reason, what do you do about it and how do you handle it? So we're going to go over some of your feedback right now. And for anybody who may not have thought about it, at least you'll see what some other people are saying and kind of come up with your own idea in the event somebody may refuse to try to get out of your car. Now, major disclaimer, it's very rare when something like this happens, but unfortunately it does happen where people may not want to get out of the car for whatever reason. There's a number of different reasons that might happen, but again, it's very, very, very minimal. All right, so what you see on the screen right now is exactly what we had asked. So basically, what do you do if someone won't get out of your car? And if they refuse to leave, what would you do about it? So we're going to go over a few of the comments on our YouTube community tab. And thank you to everybody who did post on our community tab as well as our Facebook page. There were a lot of really good comments on there. If you want to check out all the comments that are on our Facebook page, make sure you head over there. A link is going to be in the description below. And there's a lot of different things on our Facebook page as well, too, that you can comment on, that you can share things with, and just different things that are going on within what we're talking about on the Rideshare Guy itself. So it could be something to do with Uber and Lyft. It could do something with news. It could be something that are new features that are rolling out. A lot of different things that may not make it to the videos, but make sure you do follow us over there on Facebook as well. All right, Nisi says, I asked them a few times, and if they still refuse, I stop the car, get out with the keys in hand, and call the cops. Phil commented saying, in the summer in Florida, just turn off the engine with the windows up. After about 15 minutes, they will come rolling out. Heat buildup works every time. Very true, Phil. Something like that really would work. Just if they're passed out and they still don't get out of the car, you might want to make sure that they're okay, because that could be a whole different story right there. All right, Dark Ideas writes, sadly, this usually happens with the bar crowd. What I had done a few times now, especially with the aggressive or drunk passengers, which I won't mess around. I turn on my Bluetooth and set the Bluetooth to the car speakers. I turn up the speakers very loud and call 911. Tell them that the dash cam is on and recording and uploading live to Twitch. And an Uber Lyft driver and the cross street is blank wherever they're at. And they have a passenger that refuses to get out of the car. Usually that works. People usually call them an asshole and slam the door closed. And one person, unfortunately, kicked the door closed. And on a different note, people that drink so much that they pass out in the car, again, turn on the Bluetooth, set the car speaker on, and play very loud, crazy alarms. It plays all sorts of loud alarms, air horns, and everything, and a kid yelling, wake up, a bunch of times. If that doesn't work, then sadly call the cops. Now, unfortunately, that is the truth where, yes, most of the time when this happens is from the bar crowd. So it depends on when you're driving, if you're going to run into circumstances like this. Again, though, this isn't always the case. Sometimes there's people that may refuse to get out of the car in the middle of the day and they haven't been drinking. So it's just a lot of different people, a lot of different times, and you don't really know what could happen. But again, this is what some people are doing in the event that people do refuse to get out of the car. 3-star perfect deer. I got to say, this is a funny comment. It says, pick up the car, violently shake the car as you scream, get out of my car now. No! Nice. Dave Perez says, fart spray works wonders. That's a unique way. And I've heard that actually from a few people. I haven't tried it personally, but I would have to say that probably works very well and is pretty effective. Corey commented and said, I say I'll give you $100 if you can find me a blue flower with red thorns quickly now. Then when they get out, you drive away. Yogi then says, drag them. Sexy Flexi says, turn off the car, grab the phone and dial 911. Yong Yi says, call non-emergency police who would not come to me and suggest I drive to the nearest station. And that raises a good point. Do you call 911 or would you call a non-emergent line when it comes to the police? And that's really going to come down to what is going on, what is the situation, and do you feel that there's some sort of true emergency that you need to dial 911? Or if there isn't and they're just kind of refusing to leave and you can kind of hold off a minute, then call the non-emergent line and they will still send hopefully a cop depending on where you are. But in the event that they may not be able to come for whatever reason, driving to the nearest police station usually will get the job done. All right, thank you to everybody who did comment in our YouTube community tab, as well as our Facebook page. There were a lot of amazing comments and some really crazy stories of what had happened over on our Facebook page. So make sure you follow us, links in the description below, and go and check out some of those comments. And it'll help you see what other drivers have to deal with when out on the road, and in the unfortunate circumstance when a driver might not be able to try to get the rider out because the rider is refusing. Now, for me, I've never actually had somebody who refused to get out of the car. I've only had a few people who were drunk and passed out. Normally, you just got to get loud. You just got to be a little bit louder in your voice. Now, I can get pretty deep and loud, so that usually wakes people up. But turning up the radio, something like that where it's going to wake people up. You might have a stick or something you could jab them with. Whatever it might be. Either way, always make sure you have a dash camera in the event something happens. And if you ever feel that you're threatened in any way, shape, or form, make sure you dial the cops. And if you didn't see this post on our community tab or on Facebook, but you have a few thoughts, make sure you put them below. And again, a big shout out to everybody's comment that I had used. Maybe you'll see your comment in a future video on another post. All right, everyone, drive safe.